What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Kage, and I'm doing a review for Monday Night Raw. Today's Monday Night Raw was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So we had a lot of things to go on. First, I'm gonna say the things I won't remember by the end of this video, so quick run through that. We had cancellation or postponed match between the Mysterios and the Street Profits, so that didn't happen. So because of injury, I believe. So that's gonna happen later on and later on down the line. So instead, we had Otis versus Matt Riddle in a pretty entertaining match. I love the ending of it where Randy's like really pissed and he just goes to RKO Otis and misses, hits Chad, and then Otis hits him with a back elbow. So probably gonna do this off Academy versus RK Bro pretty soon. I don't know if they're the ones that are gonna defeat RK Bro for the championship. Maybe more leaning towards the Mysterios than I am for the Street Profits, since the Street Profits have been up there recently in time. And then the other match would be Queen Selena versus Rhea Ripley, and that ended in a surprise roll-up, which was okay. I mean, like, I don't know if they're gonna turn Rhea like back to heel, and then she's just gonna like backstab Nikki ASH, or I don't know if the move is gonna be having Rhea as a face and doing Nikki as a heel. Don't know yet. Pretty interested in what they're gonna do with that, but yeah, Zelina Vega won. We also had a tag team match between Finn Balor and Damien Priest versus the Dirty Dogs, which the Dirty Dogs actually won. Pretty surprised, and it was pretty fast as well. So those are quick disclaimers out of the way. The rest of the show was just built on pure greatness. So, I mean, not saying that any of the other things were like nothing to sneeze about. There were some good points in each match. Most of them we could have done other things or could have done better in delivering that type of match. If you guys are wondering, yes, I am laying down. It is what it is. My championships are always right next to me, so you guys can see that. But pure greatness. So we had an altercation between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, and where Becky Lynch ends up standing tall and accepting Liv Morgan's rematch for day one. I thought Bex was gonna say no, and then Liv Morgan was gonna win the Royal Rumble, and then we're gonna have the match at WrestleMania. But instead, we're gonna do it at day one, and hopefully, they have Liv Morgan win. I think it's about time that she gets the championship, because everybody is behind her. Everybody loves her. Everybody wants to see her succeed. So I think that's the best move for WWE at the moment. We also had a kind of weird point where we had Austin Theory, like in the matches that I mentioned earlier. He kind of involved himself in the match between Finn Balor, Damien Priest, and the Dirty Dogs. That's why they ended up winning. But I think the push for Austin Theory is going pretty well. I won't be surprised if later down the line we have contenders for the U.S. Championship looking like Apollo Crews. So right now, the ideal ones that I think are going to be contenders for the U.S. Championship around that aspect are going to be Apollo Crews. I feel like Finn Balor is going to be a mid-carder, so I think they're going to have him chase the U.S. Championship too. Then, of course, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, which is kind of stupid since they are a tag team, so they should be going for the tag team titles, even though we understand that they just had a match for it and they lost. So yeah, they might be wanting to do something else with them until the point where they can just have them have another match unless they just break them up in general. And yeah, besides that, I think Austin Theory would fit in there too. So that's just a really quick, just heads up about that. So yeah, the rest of the show revolved around two things. One being Bobby Lashley attack last week on Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Big E. And the whole stipulation for everything was Biggie had, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley would have to defeat all three men to be able to make it a fatal four-way at day one. And honestly, as soon as they made that, I was like, yeah, he's just gonna win everything, just because that's how they built Bobby Lashley. And to be fair, that's how they should be booking him, because he is a dominant. He should be a dominant character and all that. So first match, he has a great match with Kevin Owens. Great match in the aspect of, yeah, it was short, but it was still well put together. Then towards the end, Bobby Lashley was gonna hook up the full Nelson and the Hurt Lock, but Kevin Owens was too smart and he tapped out before Kevin Owens got to lock it in. So he was able to tap out, lose the match, and still leave, because technically Bobby Lashley still has to beat the other two members later in the has to beat the other two opponents later at that same night. Now, when he comes in the second time, it's Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley, in where they have an okay match to the point where Kevin Owens comes out, hits Seth Rollins to force a DQ win for Seth Rollins. So that means Bobby Lashley technically lost, which means there's no point to the rest of the story later down the line until Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out, restart the match, and say, hey, it's going to be a no DQ. So as soon as Seth Rollins turns around, spear, and then we go to the main event, Bobby Lashley versus Biggie, in a phenomenal match where they fought and fought and fought. And then Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins came out after Bobby Lashley hit a spear on Biggie. That way they can secure that Biggie doesn't lose. Because obviously if he loses, then it's going to be a fatal four-way instead of a triple threat. So then they start beating up Bobby Lashley. And then Biggie starts beating up them. Then Biggie throws Kevin Owens through a table. Bobby Lashley spears Seth Rollins through a table, which makes absolutely sense because Bobby Lashley is mad because they got involved, and Biggie is a good guy, so he doesn't want their help, which actually makes sense. So then we had a stare down between Biggie and Bobby Lashley until Bobby Lashley hits Biggie with a spear after MVP hits Biggie with a cane, because of course they are the bad guys, which it's understandable. Then Bobby Lashley secures the fatal four-way for day one. Great things all around. And for the first time in a long time, I see a fatal four-way as I don't know who's walking out of day one as champion. That being said, that's my review. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Make sure you guys like the video so my videos can be spammed through the YouTube algorithm for other people, wrestling fans and all that want to come together into this fine growing community. With that being said, I do want to put out a disclaimer that this is not a PG channel, so if you guys do not enjoy cursing, I do apologize. There's probably other YouTubers out there that don't curse and create the same content, but if you guys still want to give me a chance, make sure you guys stick around, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. With that being said, they call me the King. Peace.